About 6 months after our experience in Chartres, I was part of another Wisdom University course that went to Greece. And we went to Greece at a very specific time toward the end of October and in early November, which, according to almost all human cultures, between Halloween and the 1st and 2nd of November, is almost universally acknowledged as the days of the dead. And this is the time when the veils between the worlds are particularly thin. And there's many rituals around the world that commemorate this. We took a group to the Necromantian. The Necromantian is in northwest Greece, and it is the site where, from deep antiquity, many of the heroes of Greece, Orpheus, Odysseus, Hercules, and others, would descend down into the underworld. Imagine the coast of Greece. Imagine the mouth of 4 rivers coming together. And at the mouth of the river is a vast swampland. And in the middle of the swamp, right next to the river, rises a hill. And at the top of the hill, there's a hole that descends down into a cave. And it was in that cave that the ancients discerned the portal that led from the world of the living into the world of the dead. And that was the domain of the god Hades and the goddess Persephone. We were there on the Day of the Dead, and the group held ceremony during the day. It's an archaeological site now, and you have to pay tickets to come in, and there's a big fence around the top of the hill, but then they close it at night. That night, I felt that I needed a deeper experience. So I very quietly left the group under the cover of darkness. There was no moon. The sky was overcast. And as soon as I came down the steps of the hotel, I was greeted by a white she-dog who began to just gently run circles around me, clockwise circles around me. And I realized that she was my totem. And she followed me all the way to the edge of the little town in which we were staying. And then I walked 3 miles in virtually complete darkness to the Necromantian, to the hill. I scouted it out. I jumped the fence. I went into the place where the psychogogs, the ancient curators of the site, used to live, which is now just the ruins. Jumped another old wall, and there I was at the mouth of the cave, and I looked down, into total, absolute darkness. And I had to descend down a ladder going probably 20 feet, virtually straight down into the cave itself. The terror that overcame me was of unspeakable force. I felt as I was descending the ladder that I was going to lose my mind. And I was trembling all over my body. And then the she-dog appeared to me again. And she said, "Put up your left hand and follow the side of the cave all the way to the back and find your spot." What happened to me in that cave was probably the most powerful experience of my entire life. I descended into the underworld. And when the experience was over and I found my way back to the mouth of the cave, and I ascended again the ladder, when I came to the top, the first thing that I heard was the crowing of a rooster. And I looked to the mountains and I realized that they were beginning to turn white with the dawn. And that I had sat in the cave, as I quickly figured it out, for over 10 hours. But it was experienced by me as something that happened for only a few minutes. And so I reported this to Apila as soon as I returned. And she reminded me of the dreams in Chartres, that I was going to die. I was going to descend down into the earth, and that I was going to rise again a new man. And that is exactly what happened.